o'clock hour here on WPSL, and we're streaming this show live to Facebook and YouTube. If you're listening on the radio, you want to actually watch the show. Maybe you want to watch it a little bit later, or maybe you miss a part of it, or you want to actually see some of what we're actually going over. You can actually head over to our Facebook page, or excuse me, head over to our YouTube channel or our Facebook page to get there. The links to both of those are on our website. Go to afasterpc.com. At the very top of the page, you'll see a button that says Live Technical Support. Once you get there, you'll be able to actually watch the show and see the show. And we're actually going to be switching over in just a minute to show you a Roku device and talk about live streaming. We'll be, again, going over some of the latest and biggest threats that are out there, as well as Microsoft's Patch Tuesday. Let me switch over and just make sure. Hopefully I got everything connected in right. I do, so that's good. So we're switching over here to a Roku device to show you just one of the developments in streaming. So one of the things we talk about quite often is a cable TV streaming substitute package. And I don't even know if I have this. I do not have it installed. I'll see if I can get this installed and actually see if I can get this installed and going for you. So we're gonna actually do a search. But what I'm talking about here is YouTube TV and ESPN, because they did actually just have a big issue where YouTube was saying, hey, you know what? Google was saying, we're not going to, we don't know, we can't come to an agreement with Google here, or with ESPN, and we may drop ESPN. And so there was actually even ESPN was actually even doing a big broadcast about that. And making an appeal to people that are subscribers of YouTube. And lo and behold, typically I thought, hey, this is just a negotiating tactic. They're just trying to get a lower price. Well, apparently Google didn't get as low of a price as they wanted to get. And so what actually happened was they actually went ahead and they dropped ESPN. And so Monday Night Football is on ESPN. And if you had YouTube TV, you couldn't watch Monday Night Football on ESPN. And so this was really big, and it's something that, if you're out there and you're saying, you know what, which television, if you're going to choose one of these streaming packages, I've heard from people that actually have switched over and gone to a different streaming package because of this. Of course, you can get ESPN by itself, $12.99 a month, and that's the ESPN. It covers ESPN, ESPN Plus. It was ESPN Plus, so it covers ESPN, ESPN2, and there's additional content that's not even on their television stations. You can get that there. Now, we can actually log in, and what I'll do, I'll go ahead and do this on my computer, and I'll go ahead and actually go to TV.YouTube. In fact, let me switch over to a full screen just to show you. I'm logging into YouTube TV, and I'll actually show this on the screen so that those that are watching on the live stream can actually see this. So a lot of apps will do something like this, give you the option, if you're already logged into an account, give you the option to be able to go ahead and log in with the account that you're already logged into. So I'm actually, let's see, so they want me to enter a code in. So the code is on the television. If you were watching on the stream, you saw that code a little bit ago. And again, a lot of apps will allow you to do this. It's just an easier way. You can log in on your television, but you know what? It's a little bit It's more tricky to do it that way. So anyway, let me switch back over to the television. So I'm going to allow this app to access, and on the TV, we're actually getting back in, and so we can actually go and we can go to live. But if we go to live, one of the things we're going to see is, well, you know what? There's ESPN is back on, so they must have come to an agreement with ESPN, because there's ESPN. It's right there. So, but it wasn't there Monday, which was really huge, really big, and again, Monday Night Football. I was looking. Yeah, the game was 10-7, and the Packers had the ball with 2 minutes left to go, with 7 points on their score, and the Eagles had 10 points, and I thought, hey, this will be a great 2 minutes to watch. I flipped on YouTube TV, but you know what? I couldn't watch it. Why? Because Google had this issue with ESPN, but thankfully they do have it back up. It is working now, so if you're using YouTube, you can watch that again.
You're listening to a Faster PC radio here, heard every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour, right here on this station and stream live to our Facebook page. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back, ready to answer your computer questions. So you know what? If you have questions, well, we can't answer them unless you ask them. Our number, if you want to have your computer questions answered, is 772-340. Happening right now over Facebook. You listen to a Faster PC. Great. We're here. We're ready to answer your computer questions, and we'll be right back to do that. Computer problems? You need a Faster PC.
Hackers are constantly looking for ways to break into your computer and network to access your data and hold it hostage. Think this can't happen to you? Think again. Hackers regularly target small businesses. I switched my audio mic a little bit, but I think you can hear me. Must have in place now to protect their bank accounts, client data, confidential information, and reputation from the tsunami of cybercrime. To access this report, give us a call at 772-878-5978 or download the report today at www.fasterpc.com. That's www.fasterpc.com. Cybersecurity problems?
You need a Faster PC.
A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
To access this report, give us a call at 772-878-5978 or download the report today at thefasterpc.com.
You need a Faster PC.
772-878-5978. Microsoft's end of support for Windows 10 is here, and if you continue to use Windows 10, your computer will be increasingly susceptible to security. Can you still hear me, Ray? I switched my mic over to another port. Windows 11, even if Microsoft has told you that your computer doesn't support Windows 11. And we can even do so remotely without you needing to leave your work or home. Don't be a sitting duck for hackers. Let a Faster PC upgrade your computer today. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
When you need to protect your computer from hackers,
you need a Faster PC.
A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
And on the web at
www.fasterpc.com.
That's www.fasterpc.com. Computer problems?
You need a Faster PC.
www.fasterpc.com. 772-878-5978. Welcome back to a Faster PC Radio. I know you've been waiting, a whole few minutes for the next segment of today's show. If you've been waiting to give us a call so that you can get your computer question answered, well, now's a great time to give us a call. Give us a call. The number here at the studio is 772-340-1590. 772-340-1590. Of course, if you're a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to call and be on the radio. This is your opportunity, by the way, if you do want to be on the radio. But if you
a little bit shy, maybe you don't want to be on the radio, you don't want people to hear what you say, then you can actually head over to our Facebook video. It's a live Facebook video going on right now. You can head over there. Just go to www.afasterpc.com. Click on the link to listen to a Faster PC radio. That'll take you to our Facebook page, or you can go to Facebook, search for a Faster PC. You'll find our page. We have between 22 and 23,000 likes. You'll be able to actually get over there, scroll down on the page a little bit. You'll see the live video, and you can type your question into the comment section. Now, your question doesn't have to be on what we've been talking about. It can be on any topic as long as it's computer related. So head over there and you can be on the show, or just give us a call, 772-340-1590. We did also want to remind you that we have technicians standing by ready to resolve computer problems. Our number in the shop is 772-878-5978, and we are located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie. Again, the number is 772-878-5978. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
Yes, you do, and we are back ready to answer your computer, technical, streaming, and cybersecurity problems. And you know what? Let me switch back over to get the right camera or right stream out here, right image back up there. So let's see. Up there we go. All right. You're listening to a Faster PC live technical support. We're heard every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour here on WPSL 1590 AM, and we are streaming this live over to YouTube and Facebook. If you want to get the links to both of those, head over to our YouTube channel or our Facebook page. You can get the links to both of those on our website, and what will happen is you'll be able to actually watch that show, and well, you'll click, there's at the very top of the page, there's a button that says live technical support. So go and click on that. You'll be able to see the show and hear the show. And this way you'll be able to know how it is, and really, you'll be able to hear the steps that we go through to resolve these computer and technical questions. Now, I do want to just mention and remind you that Al's Family Farms today is having their grand reopening. Now, last year, if you watched this show last year, you heard this show last year, you probably, in fact, if you've watched the news, you probably heard what happened at Al's Family Farms last year. Really, before the hurricane even got to us, there were tornadoes that ripped through parts of St. Lucie County and came through my neighborhood, but really came through northwest Fort Pierce quite a bit and really did massive damage. And I got a call from Jeff Shorner saying, hey, listen, do you have backups? I said, yes, we have backups. He said, listen, we're going to have to redo everything. We're not going to be able to really salvage everything. Everything's lost. And, I didn't really know what was happening, but I went out there the next day as soon as I could. In fact, right as soon as the storm got out of our town, I went out there to Al's Family Farms, and with my Sawzall, had to really hike some of the way and really rendezvous with them because the police weren't allowing anyone to come through. There were power lines down and really businesses that were open. We actually could have walked into their office without a door, using a door or a window or anything. We didn't know it at the time, but we ended up using a Sawzall that I brought to cut through the door. We got all of their computers, and within 2 days I had their server up, and I had one of their customer service representatives logged in to help out and to be able to answer calls. And of course, they had a lot of people calling to find out what was happening. Well, they have been rebuilding, and it's been a process. We actually just took their computers. We had their computers in our shop actually for for almost a year or around a year. And actually last Saturday, took their computers up there to their office and set them up. I've been bringing, little, a computer here and there, but I took everything up there, and they're up and running, and they have their grand opening today. They're at 2001 North Kings Highway. You want to check them out, and listen, I can tell you, if you get up there, you're not going to be disappointed. They have fresh orange juice. They have ice cream. They have food trucks. They have rides for the kids, and a lot going on there. They have a ribbon cutting at 11 a.m. I believe. So head over there. And again, that's Al's Family Farms, and that's at Kings Highway, 2001 North Kings Highway. It's just north of Engle Road in Fort Pierce. Wherever you are, if you're listening to this on the Treasure Coast, it's worth the drive to get out there and check them out. So right now, as you're watching this video, hackers are listening on the radio. Hackers are actively exploiting a vulnerability in Windows that could give them complete control of your computer. We talked about this last week. There was no patch available for this, but Microsoft just released patches. And that's just one of 68 security holes that were patched this month. If you're a business owner or use a computer at home, the next few minutes could save you from becoming the next ransomware victim. We're going to break down exactly what these threats mean to you, not in technical jargon, but in plain English, and more importantly, we're going to show you what you need to do right now to protect yourself. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which threats pose the biggest threats to your business or personal data, and you'll have a clear plan of action to stay safe. So, we are here, definitely November 2025 just brought another massive wave of security updates from both Microsoft and Adobe. Now, I know what you're thinking. Do I really need to care about every security update? And honestly, some of the updates, maybe they're not security related, but the security updates, definitely you do need to pay attention to. In fact, if you don't pay attention to it, those threats are going to be exploited. I mean, and some of them are being actively exploited right now. So you want to take action right now. So here's why this month is really especially important. Microsoft released 68 security fixes, and one of them is being actively exploited right now. In fact, we told you about this. It was being actively exploited before Microsoft actually had a patch available for it. That's known as a zero-day threat. That means that hackers aren't just theorizing about how to break in, they're already doing it. For business owners watching this, imagine walking into your office on Monday morning and finding that your computer data has been encrypted and held for ransom. For home users, picture someone remotely accessing your computer, watching everything you type, including your banking passwords. These aren't just scare tactics. These are real threats that are happening right now. So we're going to dive in here. Let's start with the most urgent of the patches, the one that's being actively exploited as we speak. Microsoft identified a vulnerability with the catchy name CVE 2025-62215. I know it sounds like a robot serial number, right? But here's what it actually means for you. This is a flaw in the Windows kernel. Think about that as the brains of your computer's operating system. When hackers exploit this vulnerability, they can elevate their privileges. In plain English, they can go from being a guest in your house to having the master key to every room. Why should you care about this? Well, here's the scary part. Cyber criminals often use bugs like this as the second stage of an attack. First, they get their malware onto your computer, maybe through a phishing email that has a link or malicious website. Maybe they trick you into letting them on your computer. And then or maybe they trick an employee into letting them on their computer, and then all of a sudden they have access and they can get that first level of threat in there. Then they use this kernel vulnerability to take complete control of your system. Here's what complete control means. They can see every file on your computer. They can install ransomware that encrypts the data on your computer so that if you don't pay them or don't have the encryption key, which by the way, they're the ones that know the encryption key. If you don't pay them or have the encryption key, you can't get your data back. They can steal your passwords, financial information, and business data. In fact, it only takes seconds for them to steal your passwords. They can use your computer to attack others. They can do this all invisibly while you're working without you even knowing that it's happening. So here's the business impact. For business owners, this is critical. Imagine this scenario. One of your employees clicks on what looks like a legitimate email attachment. That attachment contains malware. Normally, that malware would be limited in what it can do, but with this kernel vulnerability, it can spread through your entire network, accessing your financial records, customer databases, and proprietary information. The average cost of a data breach in 2025, over $4.5 million. By the way, in the U.S., it's even larger than that. It's about $10 million, and that's because of the amount of regulation and fines that we see. And really, you're going to see lawsuits as well. That doesn't count the damage to your reputation when you have to tell your customers their data has been compromised. So here's what you can do. This is a race. This is a race condition vulnerability. That means that the patch is critical. You need to update Windows immediately. Just a few minutes, I'll show you how to do that. And I mean today, not this week. If you're running a business and you're not sure if your systems are updated, you can watch this video. We'll show you how to do it. If you need help and you want someone to help you, well, you need a faster PC. We can actually help you. We can automate the patching process. Now, there's an Office vulnerability. And Office has been breached. There's been multiple vulnerabilities. In fact, just about every month this year, we've been talking about Office vulnerabilities. This new vulnerability affects Microsoft Office, and it has to do with something most of us use every single day. Let's guess. What is it? The same thing that's been in the news every single month, the preview pane. And this is something that has been out there so much. Really, we encourage you, maybe disable the preview pane. So let's say you're a small business owner, you're even a personal computer user. You get an email that looks like it comes from a vendor with an attached invoice. You hover over it in the preview pane and take a look. But here's what happens. You're not even opening the file, but the simple preview action could trigger malicious code that executes on your computer. So Microsoft says that user interaction is required, which suggests you need to do something, but the fact is that the preview pane is mentioned as an attack vector is concerning. This isn't the first time we've seen this. Again, we've seen this just about every month for the last several months. And so you want to make sure that you're taking really precautions about this. So here's what you need to do also. The next threat is there's a component in Windows called the Common Log File System, or CLFS for short. Think of it as Windows Diary. It keeps logs of everything that's happening on your computer. The vulnerability this month affects this logging system and could allow hackers to execute code with system-level privileges. That's the highest level of privileges, and really it has full rights to do everything. And so you really want to protect yourself against this. There's another threat out there that specifically targets something called Agentic AI that works with Visual Studio Code and GitHub Copilot. And there's another threat. Actually, Adobe has threats out there as well. 29 vulnerabilities in products including Photoshop, Illustrator, InDesign, and several others. So you want to update these programs. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch over to a full screen so that you can see this. Those of you that are watching on the web will show you how you can install Windows updates. You'll be able to do this. You'll click Start, look for the cog or the settings gear with Windows 10. By the way, if you're using Windows 10, you don't get these updates. You need to call us because we can help you update to Windows 11. But what you're going to do is you're going to want to open Settings. Once you open Settings, you're going to want to click on Updates in the lower left-hand corner of the screen, and you'll be able to actually install the updates. Now, Windows Updates is what you're going to click on. So you're going to click on Windows Updates, and you'll be able to actually install the updates. If the updates have not been installed on your computer yet, you'll see those as available. And you see I have version 25H2 available for me. I haven't installed that yet. Almost did it this morning, but didn't quite have enough time for it. But you can click Check for Updates. It will search for updates. Any updates that are available, you can install. This symbol here with the circle and the arrows, that symbol is the update symbol. And if you see that in the lower right-hand corner, it may mean that your computer is waiting to restart to install updates. In my case, it's saying that there's the latest feature update, which again is 25H2. Now, if you're out there and you're saying, you know what, this is a lot to do, I don't know really if I can handle this, you need a faster PC, give us a call, 772-878-5978.
You're listening to a Faster PC radio heard on this station every Saturday in the 10 o'clock hour. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back for the final segment of today's show. Listen, if you want to get your computer questions answered and you haven't called in, now's your opportunity. In fact, this is your last opportunity coming up. 772-340-1590. 772-340-1590. You can also head over to our Facebook page, and you can actually, from the Facebook page, you can type your computer questions into the comment section of the live video, and we'll cover them on today's show. But you know what? You've got to get over there right now or give us a call, 772-340-1590, so we can answer your computer questions. Computer problems? You need a faster PC. The one thing we hate to hear after someone's hard drive dies is, I was just about to make a backup. Just about is not good enough. At a faster PC, we can recover data from failing hard drives, but not all the time. And we can't recover your data if it's stolen or destroyed by fire, unless you have a backup. We can't recover your data if it's encrypted with ransomware unless you have a backup. A faster PC can't protect your data from loss by hard drive failure, fire, theft, sabotage, and ransomware. Don't wait until it's too late.
You need a faster PC.
When your data is important,
You need a faster PC.
A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
and on the web at
www.fastpc.com.
that's www.afasterpc.com. When you can't lose your data,
Don't you know by now you need a faster PC?
give us a call today at 772-878-5978. It's that time of year again, Cliff. No, Cliff, it's the time of year when a Faster PC wishes everyone a happy Thanksgiving. This is Brian Longworth, host of a Faster PC Live Technical Support. On behalf of a Faster PC and its employees, I would like to thank God for all of his blessings over the past year and remind our customers and radio show listeners to take time during this busy time of the year to thank God for his blessings and provision. He does provide all of our needs. If you have computer technical, streaming, or cybersecurity problems,
You need a faster PC.
A Faster PC is located at 7190 South US 1 in Port St. Lucie, next to Dollar General.
and on the web at
www.fastpc.com.
that's afasterpc.com. Call a Faster PC today at 772-878-5978. Computer problems?
You need a faster PC.
Welcome back to a Faster PC Radio. This is the last segment of today's show. We'd love to answer your computer questions, but if you don't call, we can't answer. Give us a call. The number to have your computer question answered is 772-340-1590, 772-340-1590, or you can hop on over to our Facebook page, A Faster PC, and actually from there, you can type your question into the comment section. So again, just a few more minutes to answer your questions. We did want to remind you also that not only can you ask your questions at the Facebook page or by calling 772-340-1590, but you can also watch the video as well. So some of the questions that I'm answering, as I answer those questions, I'll be able actually to show you the steps that you go through to resolve computer problems. And if you're not where you can watch it right now, that's fine. You can watch it at your convenience shortly after the show's over. It'll be up there on our Facebook page. You can get there one of two ways. Either go to our website, afasterpc.com. We have a link that says listen to A Faster PC Radio. If you click on that, it'll take you to our Facebook page, or go to Facebook and search for A Faster PC. We also wanted to remind you that in the shop we have technicians standing by today to work on computers and resolve computer problems. We're at 7190 South US 1, and our number in the office is 772-878-5978. And of course, we're here to answer your questions. Well, your computer questions. And, we could answer other questions, but we're here specifically to answer computer questions. Computer problems? You need A Faster PC.
Yes, you do. And we are back ready to answer your computer, technical, streaming, and cybersecurity questions. Now, one of the things I did want to just let you know and remind you about, Al's Family Farms is having their grand reopening. Why are they reopening? Well, because the tornado spawned by Hurricane Milton actually ripped their building down. And as I mentioned in the last segment, I actually went out there with the help of their owners and got their computers, and was able, one of the computers actually had water dripping out of it. Now, you don't turn computers on when they're wet, by the way, but let them dry out. We did let them dry out. We brought them to our office, let them dry out. And within 2 days, I had their server and two of their computers, or one of their computers, up and running, where a customer service representative could log into it remotely and access that computer. They have been rebuilding. They've been doing a lot of work. Their office building's not rebuilt, but they did convert part of their other building, their Big Red barn. They converted part of that into an office building, part of the warehouse into an office building as well. I took their computers out there this past week. So if you're out there, you know what? Their orange juice is out of this world, fresh squeezed, raw, unpasteurized, and they even have some Honeybell juice that's frozen, and they have fresh juice from the early oranges that are out there right now as well. So that is going on today until 3 p.m. So head over there, over to Al's Family Farms, 2001 North Kings Highway. That's just north of Engler Road. And if you live anywhere on Florida's Treasure Coast, if you live in Indian River County, St. Lucie County, Martin County, Okeechobee County, listen, it's worth the drive to get over there. And if you have friends and family that live up north that can't get the great juice and fruit that we can get down here, you want to give them, check out alsfamilyfarms.com, because you can order some gift baskets, really, really nice gift baskets that you can send to them. So head over there to alsfamilyfarms.com, or go up to their grand reopening today. So we're at the point of the show, and we're going to be going over some additional threats, really in our videos that we'll release this week. But at this point in the show, we do cover the biggest, most critical cybersecurity threats that are out there right now. And one of the things that we have been talking about in the last 2 weeks, we've been talking about the threat that is in some of the Cisco firewalls. Now, these firewalls The patches have been available for these firewalls, but a lot of people haven't. In fact, even some government agencies haven't even installed the patches yet. You really, when you have a firewall, what a firewall is, it actually stands between you. I mean, just think about a physical firewall. It protects part of a building from another part of the building if there were a fire to break out in that part of the building. And so what a firewall does in computer terms is it protects your network from hackers getting in. So it's very important when there's a security hole in a firewall, it's very important to patch that security hole so that you can be protected. Now, if you use Cisco, you want to make sure that you are patching that security hole that we've talked about and covered in the last 2 weeks. One of the things with this security hole with Cisco is, again, you want to make sure that you're patching this. You want to make sure that you're protecting this. With all of the firewalls, whether it's Cisco, Fortinet, or any of the other firewall brands, you need to be using a version of the firewall that is supported by the manufacturer. You also need to have an active support contract. If you don't have a supported version, you can't get the patches. If you don't have an active support contract, you can't get the patches. Typically, when you buy a firewall, you get 1 year's worth of patching. After that, you have to subscribe for additional patches. And and by the way, there are newer ways of securing your network that where you're securing your network in the cloud with a cloud firewall. And we actually have some solutions for that you can check out. Now, one of the things, Cisco is not the only firewall that's out there that is under attack right now. Actually, Fortinet is another one. And really, whether it's Cisco, Fortinet, or some of the others that are out there, we are covering a major firewall breach or a major firewall vulnerability. Really, I think every week. I can't remember a week that we haven't covered it. If there's a week out there that we haven't covered it, let us know so that we can, so alert me on that. Either give a call to the show, or you can type a question or comment into the comment section there if you find a week out of this past month that we haven't covered a firewall vulnerability. But Fortinet has confirmed that it has silently patched a critical zero-day vulnerability in its FortiWeb application firewall. Now, zero-day, again, means that by the time the manufacturer of the hardware or software realized that there was a threat, hackers were actively exploiting it. So this is important, that if you're using Fortinet firewalls, particularly the FortiWeb web application firewall, you need to make sure that you're installing the updates to make sure that your system is protected. This flaw was silently patched after reports that unauthorized, unauthenticated attackers were exploiting an unknown FortiWeb patched transversal flaw in early October to create new administrative users on internet exposed devices. The attacks were identified by threat intel firm Diffused on October 6, which published a proof of concept exploit and reported that an unknown Fortinet exploit. By the way, there are a lot of threats and a lot of devices, a lot of software out there. They're all unknown until they're known. And when a hacker knows them before a security firm or the company that made the software or hardware knows that, that's called a zero-day threat, because they're going to start exploiting it. It's being used to send HTTP post request to the API, and what you actually get is Fortinet endpoints to create local admin level accounts. So if you're out there, you're using Fortinet devices, you need to make sure that you're updating them. Now, there's FortiWeb 8.0, 7.6, 7.4, 7.2, 7.0. There are patches to all of these. CISA has also added this vulnerability to its catalog and has ordered U.S. federal agencies to patch their systems by November 21st. But you know what? If you're out there and you're using this, don't wait until November 21st. This is being actively exploited right now. You don't want your system to be vulnerable just because, they say, well, you don't have to do it right now. Get out there and install these updates right away so that your system can be protected. So, you don't want to wait. There are 5 people that have pled guilty to helping North Koreans infiltrate U.S. firms. The U.S. Department of Justice announced that 5 individuals pleaded guilty to aiding North Koreans' illicit revenue generating scheme, including remote IT worker fraud and cryptocurrency theft. As part of this, the U.S. authorities announced action seeking the forfeiture of $15 million in cryptocurrency, the heist carried out by the APT38 threat group, which is linked to the Lazarus hacking group. The facilitators, 4 Americans and 1 Ukrainian, used their own fake, false, or stolen identities to make it possible for DPRK agents to be hired by American firms for remote work. The latter then funneled their salaries, as well as in some cases, stolen data to the North Koreans. According to the Department of Justice announcement, the actions of the 5 individuals affected 136 companies nationwide and generated $2.2 million in revenue for the DPRK regime. Now, the 5 people who pleaded guilty, they're going to face charges here in the United States. But just think about this: when you're hiring, who are you hiring? If you're hiring someone that's overseas, how do you know who you're hiring? If your tech company is using outsourcing to overseas, how do you know who they're hiring? How do you know whether they're keeping your data safe? You want to make sure that you are keeping your data safe. And speaking about keeping data safe, Microsoft is rolling out some protections for Microsoft's screen capture that would prevent screen capture for Teams users. So Microsoft is rolling out new Teams features for premium customers that will automatically block screenshots and recordings during the meeting. Microsoft announced the feature in May 2025, stating that the rollout would begin in July 2025. However, as revealed on Wednesday, this was further delayed until a lot of things are delayed with Microsoft and other software manufacturers. It was delayed until this November. And they prevent screen capture. It restricts access to visual meetings content by preventing screen capture on Windows and Android devices using native device tools and most third-party apps. On Windows desktop devices, screenshots display a blank rectangle around the meeting window, while on Android phones and tablets, the users can still see a message indicating that screen capture is restricted. On all other platforms that don't support this, the meeting attendees will join in audio-only mode. So, if you're out there, you're using Microsoft Teams, if you have a premium version, because there are free versions as well, well, you may want to take part in this. Now, if you're out there and maybe you've used DoorDash, maybe you've even worked for DoorDash or done some deliveries for DoorDash, there was a breach of DoorDash data in October that exposed user information. Personal information affected, including first and last name, physical address, phone number, and email address. So if you're out there and you may have even received an email from DoorDash telling you about this, roughly 5 million customers were affected by this. And also you need to really just realize when you're sharing your information out there, other companies may not actually be as diligent to protect their data as they should be. Now, if you're out there, maybe you have a business, maybe you're just out there and you have a personal computer. You need to protect, and you need to take these threats seriously and protect yourself. So if you're out there and you want to actually protect yourself, give us a call, 772-878-5978, 772-878-5978. A faster PC can help secure your network. Also, visit our website. We have a free cyber risk report out there. You can also schedule a discovery call, and that's at fasterpc.com, fasterpc.com.
We're coming to the end of today's show, but if you've missed any part of this show, want to listen to or watch it again, or want to share it with your friends, head over to our website, fasterpc.com, and look at the top of the page. Right in the middle, there's a red button that says Live Technical Support. Click on that button. On the left-hand side, you'll see various ways that you can actually request live technical support from a Faster PC's technicians. On the right-hand side, you'll see how you can listen to and watch a Faster PC live technical support, including on the radio, on the TuneIn app, on your Alexa or Google speakers, and on our podcast, as well as links to both our YouTube channel and our Facebook page, where you'll not only be able to hear the show, but also see the show. We also have links to our YouTube channel's video page, where you can watch individual segments, and then also our shorts page, where you can watch little snippets of a Faster PC live technical support. We're open today until 2 p.m. Monday through Friday, we're open from 9 to 5, and next Saturday, we'll be open from 9 to 2. We want to invite you to listen to our church radio show tomorrow morning here on WPSL at 10 a.m. You can listen to other sermons on our church website, covenanttabernacle.com, or our church YouTube channel, Covenant Tabernacle World Outreach Center. If you have any computer questions for next week's show, you can type those into the comment section of our live videos over at YouTube and Facebook. Again, you can get the links to both of those by clicking on the live technical support button at our website, the top middle, and you can request live technical support on that page as well. Computer problems?
Don't you know by now using your Faster PC?
This time of the year, and really every time of the year, we should take time to remember the Pilgrims and Indians at their first Thanksgiving. The Pilgrims risked much to come to America, and half of them died that first winter. Their dependence on God and their friendship with the Indians, who taught them how to farm and hunt in America, helped them through that first difficult year. And they gave thanks for the harvest. Likewise, we give thanks to God for his rich blessing.
WPSL Port St. Lucie.
I'm Paul Stevens, Fox News. The suspect in the attack on acting U.S. Attorney Alina Habba's office in New Jersey now in